Have you ever been speaking with a native English speaker and felt completely lost? Maybe somebody said, "Let's call it a day." And you thought, "Call what a day?" Maybe somebody said, "I'm broke." And you thought, "What is broke?" The truth is, native English speakers use idiomatic expressions all the time. In fact, if you want to understand native English movies, series, podcasts, and even native speakers in person, you need to know these idioms. In this video, I'll teach you the 20 most important idioms for having a conversation with an American. Number 1, to break the ice. To break the ice is to make people feel more comfortable in a social situation. It is essentially to get people talking. For example, when I started a new job, I was with my new coworkers and I had to find a way to break the ice, meaning I needed to find a way to start conversation. Number 2, to hit the nail on the head. This means to be exactly correct. Somebody might tell you that you hit the nail on the head when you mentioned that we need to improve our communication. If somebody hits the nail on the head, it means they are completely right. Number 3, to be under the weather. This means to feel sick. For example, I'm not going to work today because I am feeling under the weather, meaning I'm not going to work today because I'm sick. Number 4, a piece of cake. If something is a piece of cake, you're saying that it is extremely easy or simple. For example, I had that test today and it was a piece of cake, meaning that test was so easy. If a native speaker says something is a piece of cake, they're not talking about the dessert. They're saying something was easy. Number 5, to cost an arm and a leg. This just means that something is extremely expensive. For example, a coat from Louis Vuitton costs an arm and a leg, meaning that coat is extremely expensive. Number 6, to get cold feet. This means to get extremely nervous before something happens. So, for example, you might hear, she got cold feet before her wedding and she walked out on it, meaning she got extremely nervous before her wedding and she left. Another example might be, I wanted to quit my job, but I got cold feet, meaning I wanted to quit, but I was too nervous to do it. Number 7, the ball is in your court. This means that the decision is completely up to you. For example, I've given you all of the information about this job. Now the ball is in your court. Think about it like tennis. When the ball is on your side, it's your turn to make a move. That is what this phrase means. The ball is in your court. It's your time to make a decision. Number 8, to spill the beans. This means to reveal a secret. For example, don't spill the beans about the surprise party, meaning don't go around talking about the surprise party to the person that is getting surprised. Maintain the secret. If you spill the beans, that means you say something that you should have kept a secret. Number 9, to bite off more than you can chew. This means to take on too much responsibility. For example, I have 2 part-time jobs and I'm studying English 2 hours a day. I'm biting off more than I can chew. Essentially, you have chosen to do more than you're really capable of doing, and it's overwhelming. Maybe you can relate to this. Number 10, to be on the same page. This means to have a common understanding with someone. For example, before we start this project, I want to make sure that we are on the same page. Meaning, before we start this project, I want to make sure that we all have an understanding of what we're doing. This idiom is extremely common in most American workplaces. Number 11, to pull someone's leg. This means to joke with them. For example, you say something sarcastic to somebody and they say, Are you serious? You could say, nah, I'm just pulling your leg, which means I'm just joking with you. It's just a friendly way of saying that you're joking with someone. Number 12, to burn the midnight oil. This means to stay up very late working, or, of course, studying. For example, I burnt the midnight oil studying English. This means you studied English until very early in the morning or very late into the night. Number 13, to call it a day. This means to stop working because you've already done enough. For example, well, it's 8 p.m. Let's call it a day. Native speakers use this one all the time. Number 14, to hang in there. This means to not give up. For example, I know that English is a hard language to learn. Just hang in there a little longer and you'll see the progress. Just hang in there. Just continue. Number 15, to cut corners. This means to take shortcuts or potentially doing things in a way that cuts quality. For example, the company, when building the house, cut a lot of corners to save money. This idiom has a negative meaning to it. So if the company cut corners, that means they probably bought cheap materials. They didn't put enough time into building the house, and etc. Number 16, to go back to square one. This means to start over from the beginning. For example, this project was a failure. We're going to have to go back to square one, meaning this project turned out horribly. We need to start over from the beginning. Number 17, once in a blue moon. This means that something happens very rarely. For example, I eat fast food once in a blue moon, meaning I eat fast food very rarely, not very often. Number 18, to let the cat out of the bag. This means to accidentally reveal a secret. For example, Tom let the cat out of the bag about the surprise vacation for his wife. He shouldn't have told her. He didn't mean to tell her. But he said something that made her realize that that was a thing. Number 19, to keep an eye on. This means to watch something carefully. For example, I'm going to go to the kitchen. Could you keep an eye on my kid? Meaning, can you watch him while I'm gone? And number 20, to hit the books. This means to study. For example, I have an exam tomorrow, so I'm going to hit the books for a few hours. If you're watching this channel regularly, I bet you hit the books quite often. We use idioms all of the time in English, so they're extremely important to learn. So I'm glad that you stayed until the end of the video. If you would like to learn to express yourself even better in English, check out Lingo Diary, which is now available on the App Store and the Play Store for download. The app is 100% free and will teach you to express yourself in your target language by talking about things that are actually important to you, your thoughts, goals, and experiences. It was a pleasure seeing you again, friend. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.